Hey guys, I'm Dr. Tom Dawson, and today I want us to talk about something that we're all going to experience at some time, and that's the no phase. That's when no matter what you ask your child, the answer is going to be no. So, how do we get here and what do we do about it? So it all started back when your child was less than one, and they would look around at the world and go, wow, this is really cool. I like this place. And then they get between maybe 12 and 15 months and they start to think, well, wait a minute. Maybe I'm in this world. Maybe the things that I do have an effect on how the world turns. So they start trying things. That's when they bite, they hit, they kick, they scream, they throw tantrums on the floor, all the while watching to see if that changes the way the world works. Well, then when you get to be 18 months to 2 years, they start to understand language well enough that they start to think maybe I should start making some decisions. The problem here is children this age only have two choices. One is they can go along with whatever their parents want them to do all day long, and they can follow that to the T and do exactly what mom and dad want. And that's a choice, but it's not really much in the way of independence. Now, the other option is they go, no. Well, no is pretty strong in the independence department. They like that, and so they use that choice a lot. And pretty soon, all you hear is no. Now, the good news is you have some experience with poor decision making. If you think back of when you were first married and you wanted your husband to feel like that he had some choice and some authority in your marriage, you let him make some choices. And invariably, he kind of screwed things up. And so then you learned we have to go about this differently. So now, if you're going to go to a movie, you wouldn't give dad the choice of what movie to go see because he'll screw it up. So what you'll do is you'll choose the movie that you want to go see, and then you'll ask him, honey, would you like to go see the movie that I've already picked out at 7 or at 7:30? At which point he'll stand up and perhaps thump his chest and say, mean man, 7:30. At which point you'll go, oh, honey, that is so clever. Why didn't I think of that? And you'll be happy you got to make a choice, and you'll get to go see the movie that you wanted to see. It's exactly the same way with 2-year-olds. You just need to give them a ton of choices. So do you want apple juice or orange juice? Do you want tennis shoes or sandals? You don't care which one they chose. You just want them to get dressed. Now, the other thing is don't give dad or your children choices they don't really have. If you say, hey, do you want to go with me to the store? They can't say, I think I'd rather stay home alone. So don't give us those choices. Don't ask me and dad, don't ask us what movie we want to go see. So what I want you to do is just give them as many small choices as you possibly can. They can practice making decisions and just don't give them choices where no is an answer. While you're doing this, they can also learn to make good decisions with some pretty simple choices. They need to learn that decisions after, a few seconds, you can't just change your mind every time, and decisions have some consequences. For instance, if you go to a restaurant and you may order what you like, and then as the waiter goes around the table, someone else may order something that sounds better to you, and at that point you can change your mind. But once the waiter brings your food to the table, that's it. That's what you're having. There's no changes at that point. The same thing happens when you bring them either orange juice or apple juice. Once it gets to the table, that's their choice, and they have to learn to stick with it. So what I want you to do is give them tons of choices. You'll hear no a lot less. They'll learn the consequences of making simple decisions so they can make better decisions when they get to be older and have to make bigger decisions. And if you have daughters, they'll learn some practical methods of training their future husbands. So try these things, see if they don't make your life better, and if you don't hear no a little bit less, I think it'll work for you.